YouTube. My name is Carlita, but y'all can call me Bree. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, because if I'm talking too low or whatever. But I'm about to do a story time. This is my first video. And I'm going to do a story time about my first relationship, how we got together and why we broke up. Ooh. Okay, so this is my sophomore year at Kenmore High School. I met this boy, and I'm gonna call him T, Lil T. And I had him in my math class and my cooking class, but I think I had him in my cooking class first, and then I had him in my math class. But anywho, we ain't start texting until I seen him at Cedar Point. I seen him at Cedar Point. He seen me. We ain't even say nothing to each other. We just looked at each other and smiled. And then somehow he found me on Facebook and we got to texting on Snapchat. So we texting or whatever. And he became my little boo, you know, my little boyfriend or whatever. So after that happened, we were just talking constantly. We were just talking. And then he finally came over to my house, to my mom's house. He came to my mom's house and he met my mom and her boyfriend. But what tripped me out is because the whole time he had a girlfriend. He was texting somebody and he ain't tell me. And I guess they lived in the same complex as me, where my mom lived at. So I see his phone and it had a picture of a girl on there, and it was the girl that he was talking to. And I'm like, who is this? He said, this is my cousin. So I got mad, like, you're lying. Like, you lying. But then I believed him because I trusted him. Like, I wouldn't think that, like, he would, like, lie or do anything. So, like, he like, it's his cousin. I'm like, okay, all right. I didn't know his family. I didn't know his mom. I didn't know none of his brothers or anything. So, the girl finds out that he was coming to my house. She seen him. I guess they seen each other the first day he was coming to my house. They seen each other as he was on his way to my house. And he didn't tell me that he seen her. And so I guess she was like, where you going? He said he was going to such and such house. Whole time he was coming to my house. And I guess she got mad or whatever and got the comment under his post talking about, oh, you love some Breeze, like, because that's what I call myself, Bree. But look, talking about I love some Breeze, and I'm like, all right. So he must got a little girlfriend, but I laughed at it because I'm thinking like that's your cousin or whatever. So I laughed at it, thinking it's his cousin the whole time. They messing around. And so we was talking some more, and I knew it wasn't his cousin, but I don't know why, but I just continued to talk to him because I was trying to trust him, give him a chance, like, I'm gonna trust you to not to do it again. But then, like, a couple months passed by, it's another female that he was talking to, and, like, I knew I wasn't tripping. We went to the same school and all, like, we went to the same school, and he came up to me in the gym and go tell me, he asked me, he said, I want to mess with both of y'all. Can I mess with both of y'all? And I'm like, what? So I go upstairs to ask the girl questions or whatever. Like, I really wanted to fight, but I ain't fight her or whatever. I really ain't fight her. So, like, I ran up there. She got to crying and shit, but I didn't give a fuck. Like, girl, I wanted to fight. Like, it's whatever. We would break up and we would get right back together the next day. We would break up and get right back together. So we get back together, right? We get back together and he was still doing the same stuff. But, like, I mean, I don't know. That's my fault why I didn't stop messing with him. That's my fault I kept messing with him. That's my fault why my feelings got hurt. I ended up getting kicked out of school because I was trying to fight him from him cheating on me. I tried to fight him. I went to the classroom or banging on the door. Security had to come down and get me or whatever, whatnot. So I ended up getting kicked out and had to go to another school. So I transferred to East High School. So I went to East High School, and then, like, A week later, not even a week, a couple days later, he transferred to East High School. So and then what made that, it was cool or whatever. We got back together, we was talking or whatever. I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't talking to nobody but him. And he kept saying that I was talking to other people the whole time. He was talking to multiple females up there at the East High School. And it just drove me crazy because I'm like, dang, like really? Like really? I switched schools to get away from you, get away from all of this and start over. And then you come and you do all this. You do all this for nothing. So, like, we went there, but then COVID had came, so we ended up getting out of school. So we wasn't there, but about like 2 months. We was at East High School for like 2 months, and then COVID came around, and we had to go online or whatever. But we was still talking and stuff. So we was still talking. The same stuff was going on between me and them other females and whatnot. And then I transferred to Towpath because I would think that he wouldn't follow me there, but he did follow me there, but he wanted to. So he ended up going to AAA because he thought I was going to AAA. So I told him I was going to AAA, so he went to AAA. And then he found out I was going to Towpath. He tried to get in Towpath, and I left Towpath. But fast forward to the story. We was always together. Like, we had a great bond. We had a cool bond or whatever. I mean, we argued. We argued about dumb stuff, though. But other than that, I mean, he was a cool dude or whatever. But it's like when we had switched schools to East High School, when we moved to East, he started acting weird, like vibing. He was abusive. It was like something crazy. He was abusive, and I wouldn't think that, like, that's crazy. Like, you really doing that, like. And so when I called on to him and told him about it, he gets upset. So like, we would always play around and be talking about, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, because like we'd be mad at each other. So we'd tell each other we doing something, but once you tell that person that, they go and do something. Like, he would go to parties and cheat on me. I cheated on him one time. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I cheated on him one time. One freaking time. It's not even considered cheating though, because we wasn't together. We was like on a break or whatever. It wasn't even a break. We just wasn't talking at all. We ain't talking 5 months straight. That's not no break. We're not talking, not communicating or nothing. We're broken up. Like, you didn't call, check on me or none of that. Okay, so we done talking. So I went to this party and was vibing with this dude. Like, I mean, it was whatever. What happened was whatever. Like, but anyway, I'm not gonna get on that story. Okay, so we end up getting back together again. After all of that happened, we ended up getting back together. So we got back together, and when we got back together, he ended up moving to Detroit for a couple months or whatever. He was supposed to be moving out there, but he ended up coming back. And when he got back, he wanted to be in a relationship with me, and I told him, like, I lost feelings. You was still doing what you was doing all the way out in Detroit. Like, how was you gonna be doing all of this? You still doing all of this out in Detroit. Like, what you was doing down here, you doing it in Detroit. Like, it's crazy. Like you can't trust these niggas. Like, you can't trust these niggas. You can't trust these females. It's whatever. But anyway, like I said, like, we stopped talking. I told him I wasn't feeling him no more. But then he started giving me that vibe again, trying to get me back. So like, he know what to do to get me back. Like, he know what to do. So I fell for it again, and we ended up getting right back together. We got right back together just for him to cheat on me again. So I left him. We got back together. I left him because he cheated. It's just a rerun. Like, we just keep getting back together. We just keep getting back together. Just keep getting back together and breaking up. So we end up getting to this point where, like, we stopped talking for that amount of time of like 4 or 5 months. We would stop talking. One of us would text each other and tap back in, like, to see what's going on. Me and my mom moved to like the north side. We moved, and he was coming over or we're not. And we was already talking about, when he was out in Detroit, we was talking about getting a place together when he got back. So he didn't ever want to come to none of the appointments that I had to sign a lease or whatever or anything. Like, he wouldn't come. Like, he didn't want to come. So I finally get the apartment. This is where I'm at now. I finally get the apartment. He come, but he's being very disrespectful. Like, he's ruining things. He like breaking blinds, breaking doors and stuff, putting holes in walls. Like, he doing all types of shit. Like, this weird shit. Like, he just messing up. So I'm like, okay, well, you doing a little too much for your name not to be on this lease. So I asked him to leave. So we end up fighting or whatever. We get in a fighting because he get to talking reckless, and I don't like when people talk to me crazy. So he left. I moved, got my own spot, and I had him ask him to come move in, but his mom was putting thoughts in his head, talking about how I'm gonna kick him out when he get here. I'm gonna put him out if he do this, if he cheat or anything. I wouldn't put him out. Like, I would talk to him about it, like, did you do it or not? Like, but if I find out that you're cheating and I see this shit myself, I'm definitely like, this not gonna work. You gotta go. We gotta go our separate ways because I'm not doing this with you. Alright, so we stop talking again. We get back talking again. He come back and he stay here for a few days. And so he ended up getting him a little job. He got him a little job or whatnot. And he got to acting different. He got to calling me broke. He got to calling me all types of names, how I can't pay my rent or whatever. I'm like, huh? Anyway, but still, it's like, it's the fact that you said that. Like, you can't even be a man and just be like, okay, I'm gonna leave this situation alone. Like, if you mad, like, leave, like, or whatever. Like, go in another room. Because at the end of the day, like, I have your back. And you letting people put things in your head. Okay, so if anything happen, he already know. Like, he always come to me about anything. Like, this little situation that he had going on, he came to me about it. Because he know. And he didn't even have to come to me about it. I already knew. And I told him, I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be doing nothing like that. It's like crazy or whatever. So we ended up breaking up. And like, we was together for five years. Off and on for 5 years. We officially broke up and stopped talking. We officially broke up and stopped talking. We're not talking at all. Like, not talking. And I was so depressed about the situation, about us not talking, because like, I feel like that he was all I had. I've been happy lately. Like, I've been real happy. Like, I got so much energy now. I feel so good about myself, like everything. Like, I am so in love with myself since I left old dude alone. I'm happy. Still got a couple haters out there that love speaking down on my name. But look, don't float your boat, honey, because you already know what's up. I want you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Yeah. And I want y'all to comment about, what should I do? Should I do another story time about my little dude? Like, should I do another story time? Or like something? Like, tell me something in the comments what I should do next. Because I want to do something else. I don't really know. But y'all need to comment or whatever about what videos y'all want to see, what y'all want me to do.